Welcome to our Circus Talks. Today a very special episode. We've got the Flower Council of Holland, Dennis van der Lubbe, who's going to tell us more about, of course, the great action they did with Let Hope Bloom, and of course, what the future plans are for the Flower Council of Holland. So let's invite Dennis into the live stream. Dennis, welcome.
Thank you, John.
How are you, first of all?
Fine, healthy, and everyone near me as well. So that's the most important at the moment.
Yeah, that's for sure. So I'm really glad that you wanted to join the live stream. If anybody has a question for Dennis, just please ask them in the comments, so we can talk about or we can answer your question. First of all, shall we start with the good news or the very good news? The action you did, Let Hope Bloom, because we spoke at Flower Circus already with a lot of people from all over the world, and they said it was a great action to do it and to bring a positive message into the world. So how did it all start? When did the idea came, and how did it all work?
Yeah, well, it was quite an interesting project. Of course, we also saw what was happening regarding sales and the turnover at the auction and all the flowers and plants being wasted.
Yeah.
And, we felt that, we as organization, as the Flower Council of Holland, we are meant to motivate and stimulate consumers to buy more flowers and plants.
Yeah.
So within that perspective, we wanted to see what kind of message we needed to get out to the people to motivate them. And normally our message might be a bit more sales oriented. And actually we do have a very nice campaign, which is called We Need More Flowers.
Yeah.
But to be honest, in these times, people, they don't really need more flowers. They need protection, they need a safe environment, apparatus for breathing in hospitals. So there are much more other needs. So we didn't felt it was the right message to communicate. We need more flowers.
Yeah.
So we thought, what we can communicate with flowers? And of course, flowers, they have great symbolism. They are there to show love, to show respect, to thank people. But they're also a symbol of hope. And that's what we build upon. And we said that is still a valid argument where flowers can play an important role. So let's make sure that we communicate that strong symbolism. So that's how the idea of Let Hope Bloom was developed. So it was a great idea, and it took us just a week together with the creative agency to come up with the idea, which is very fast. But then we had to shoot it, find the location, and we needed the flowers, and we needed to keep the social distancing all on board. So it was quite an interesting and tough project to work on. But I think the end result was great. We ended up buying the flowers because we didn't want to make a benefit of a tough situation. So we bought all these flowers, and we did the shoot in 2 days at Aalsmeer.
Yeah.
At the parking lot of a trade organization. So at the end, the shoot was there, the pictures were there, and they worked out great.
Yeah.
And, we had the first results in the Netherlands, and we already saw that the consumer is really picking up the message very well. They are stimulated by it. They are open to buy more flowers. So that works well. And let's have a look at the video.
Yeah, it's a great video. We can see that a lot of florists in Holland, not all of them for sure, but a lot of florists are doing quite good business because people notice and notice more and more that it helps this message, and the flowers help for the health for people. So that's really great. It's been in every newspaper. It's been in every as well, I think.
Yeah, it definitely works well, and we also wanted the hashtag Let Hope Bloom to get its own life, and we used a couple of influencers, and they spread the message very well. And now you see it's being picked up in all kind of different ways. We have a big breeder here in the Netherlands. Well, actually, it's Sion, and they decorated their the external part of their building with nice images with Let Hope Bloom as well. So all good signs that the message lands very well at consumers and within the industry.
Yeah, and you've got a truck driving around also with the message.
Yeah. At the same time, just briefly after our campaign, we also had a big activity in the Netherlands together with all different parties within the industry.
Yeah.
And we took care of delivering 150,000 bouquets of flowers at elderly people in elderly homes.
Yeah.
Who are not allowed to be visited anymore. And we just thought, we can make a very good impact here. So that was a nice cooperation of all kinds of different parties, of breeders, of growers, of trade organizations, transport companies. And they all teamed up and took care of the costs. And at the same time, we also stimulated other people to buy flowers. So we wanted to give a sign that, it just takes a bouquet of flowers to make an elderly person happy. So please do the same. Go to your florist, buy a bunch of flowers and make someone happy. And again, that message had very good coverage because we had a famous Dutch artist who was joining us as an ambassador of the elderly program, Ali Bey. Here he is.
Yeah.
And he has a very good network. So we got a lot of coverage at daily newspapers, on television shows. And again, the message was very well perceived. So two good examples of activities where we were able to convince and stimulate consumers to that even in this period, flowers have a very important role to play.
Yeah. Marco Groot from Hilverda de Boer in USA is saying it was an awesome message. People around the world love the message, so well done. And Cindy's joining from Florida. Hello, Cindy. The action you did with Ali Bey, it was all over the news. He was the politics were involved as well. This is it's not the Prime Minister of Holland. It's I think we call him the Minister of Corona, right?
At the moment we do. Yep.
Yeah. I don't know if other countries have a Minister of COVID-19, but in Holland we have. But yeah, it was really nice to see what you said, that everybody was working to get out the message and teamed up. It was growers. There have been a lot of coverage as well. Shooting was what was going on.
Yeah, it was important to see that we based the campaign on consumer insights and therefore we thought it was less necessary to communicate a clear call to action: buy flowers. And just by bringing it in a more subtle way, so Let Hope Bloom, people already made the connection themselves. And we see, I think, in the last days that the sales of flowers are going very well, I think, at a lot of florists. Fortunately, in the Netherlands, we're still allowed to be open. And, hopefully with Mother's Day coming up, it really can compensate for part of the loss, which they definitely also should have felt.
Yeah, and let's hope the sales will continue after the Mother's Day. I can hear some florists, they are quite afraid what will happen after.
Yeah, and personally, personally, I think that flowers will always be there. And although the industry has a tough time, we all know, and there might be companies not surviving, but there will always be a demand for flowers and plants. And there will still be florists, and there will still be growers and trade organizations. So the landscape probably will look different, but I'm sure that there will always be consumer demand. The only question mark is how big a recession there will be. There might be, and what the effect will be of the sales of flowers. And in the past, we have seen sometimes that during recessions, flower sales were not affected. Unfortunately, during the last recession, we have seen that the sales of flowers and plants have been affected. But we don't know what the future's gonna bring. The only thing we can do is make sure that we keep on bringing the positive message about flowers and plants.
A very good designer, a Dutch designer who's doing a lot of business in the United States, is always telling me it's the most affordable gift out there, the flowers. So that should help as well, get us through the crisis. Willie Ormelini is saying hello. Cindy is asking, how has turnover been for Mother's Day selling this year versus prior year? I think it's too early to tell something about this, Cindy. So next week we have some people telling about that from the United States, actually, from the PMA, but also from Europe. We will have Jan de Boer from Barendse telling about how the Mother's Day went. So it's a bit too early yet to tell something about it. Also, the news when the COVID struck, the news came out that the budget for the Flower Council was cut. And I was reading the article again, and it felt to me that it said, okay, we think that the overall Flower Holland is going to be that bad that it's going to go back to 8 million. But what I heard now from more people, that everybody said, okay, the flower business is going to be affected for sure. But a lot of people are saying now it's not affected as much as we thought. Will it influence the cut as well for the Flower Council? Will it go up above the 8 million, or is it already fixed?
No, it's not fixed. What we did is we made a scenario based on what we thought might happen. For people who don't know, the budget of the Flower Council comes from a percentage of the sales being realized over the auction of Royal Floral Holland and the auction of Rijn Maas.
Yeah.
So a part of a percentage of that sales is forming the budget for the Flower Council. And seeing that the sales specifically in the second quarter, which is the most important quarter of the year, was affected severely, we already made a precaution to cut the budget, and we made a scenario on what we thought might happen.
Yeah.
And it was quite at the early stages.
Yeah.
To avoid that we were overspending. So it's better at the end to come back and say, hey, that's good news. It's less worse, and there's still money available.
Yeah.
But based on the recent scenario, we decided to halve the budget, which is quite a big chunk.
Yeah.
But as soon as we see that things are picking up again, of course we will change that part again, and hopefully that will generate more budget again.
Yeah.
In the meantime, however, we had to decide to cut several campaigns, which always hurts.
Yeah.
And I also had to request, so what's the rest of your team doing for the rest of the year? But to be honest, we always work at least half a year in advance. So all the campaigns for the rest of the year are already being developed, planned, and etc. The only part is, at the end, you push the button for media, and then you're going to spend the most of your budget. And so all the work was already done, but now we had to decide not to spend any money, at least on the We Need More Flowers campaign. We will continue with the Thanks Plant campaign in September.
Yeah.
We have some more projects going on, but actually the team now is already working to have everything ready for a flying start at 2021. That just because we are planning ahead that much in advance already. So we also have a team doing shopper activation, that's a consumer promotions, together with growers collectives and trade organizations and retailers. And they already are being contacted for 2021 to see what they can set up together. So it's not that we have nothing to do, fortunately.
No. But it's good. It is. You have to be creative. Everybody has to be creative, especially when you got such a big cut in your budget. But yeah, you can be creative. You normally work on the long term, but you can be creative with everybody standing together, and you can do the Let Hope Bloom thing also within a week. So that's great. So.
And actually, if I can build on that, we already were thinking about what's next, and there were a couple of parties in the Netherlands, and they said maybe we have to postpone Mother's Day.
Yeah.
And we had a good conversation about that, and then we decided Mother's Day is just here to stay, and fortunately, because it all seems that it's going to be working out much better than we expected in the beginning, so that's a good sales period. But the idea behind it, that stayed alive. And now we came up with the idea to come up with an additional moment of
Yeah,
buying flowers and plants after the COVID-19 virus. And well, I'm not sure if it's going to be after the virus, but at least if things are more or less back to normal.
yeah,
And the idea behind it is that, for the last months, we haven't been able really to reconnect with people we would love to. And
yeah,
that's the case of friendship, birthdays, but also people passing away, and you're not being able to be there to share your grief with others, or babies being born and you can't go there and hug them and
yeah,
celebrate together with them. So all those moments we would like to capture, and when it's possible again, come up with a campaign to stimulate that reconnection again. And so
yeah,
we call that, as a working title, Reconnect After COVID-19.
yeah.
It's probably going to have a much more sexier title, I'm sure. But that's a campaign we're now working on
Okay.
after summer.
Yeah,
And it's amazing. We already have about 25 different parties across whole of the industry working together with us, and even international with Union Fleur and other organizations. We are sharing the information. So maybe the idea of the campaign can also be used internationally and in other markets.
yeah. Is it something you do more now, or you already did it, working together with, for example, Union Fleurs or flower councils all over the world? To
Yeah, we always had the focus on our core markets, which is Germany, France, the UK, and the Netherlands.
yeah,
It's based on the available budget we have, also in normal circumstances, doesn't enable us to spend more money in media on other markets. And those markets is the biggest part of the key markets for most of our stakeholders. But I think now it opened up opportunities at least to have the conversation and
yeah,
to see if there is information of materials which we can share together.
yeah,
So I think that's the positive side effect of the situation we are currently in.
yeah. I mean, flowers are grown all over the world now, and Holland was in a leading position for a long time. But we can see, of course, South America, Africa, is big producing countries as well.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, you know it better than me. But if you go to consumers or you want to promote to consumers, it's quite not only difficult, but it's also quite costly to reach out to the customers. So if the whole flower world could gather up,
Yeah, I agree. If you
I
can
mean, not that they say,
share a kind
yeah,
of message, or have the same idea to approach consumers. Specifically in these times, you see that there's more similarities than we thought there is.
yeah,
Because at the end, and this is now the marketeer talking, in situations like this, it goes really about the deeper emotional needs people have. And those
yeah,
kind of needs are universal. So therefore, if you come
yeah,
up with a solution that might even be applicable more widely than normal.
yeah, yeah. I can see some videos around the internet now, or I think finally we're sending out more and more these flowers make people more happy, healthier, things
Yeah.
like that. I personally, and that's something I almost say every day, so I'll repeat it today as well. We should get into a world that we say a house without flowers or plants in it has to be seen as an unhealthy house.
Mhm.
I mean, we spend millions of dollars, euros, what you want, on going to the gym or paying for the gym and not going. We spend millions on healthy food, biological food. Why don't we spend a little bit of money on flowers or plants in your house? Because it's proven with so many studies that it helps you. So I think that's such a strong message.
Yeah. I agree. Here.
So yeah, let's. Another thing that's going to happen in Holland, and that's I think it's fantastic news also for the tourists, so they can finally when they gone for a drink in Amsterdam, they can sleep, and they can sleep until 9 o'clock in the morning instead until 5 o'clock to go to the flower auction. There's finally a real attraction is going to be there in Holland to show the floral industry.
Yeah, that's correct. It's Floral World, and Floral World is there are three shareholders, which is Flower Holland, it's the Flower Council, and it's the DEX organization, which is the let's say the one who's running the attraction. And what it's going to be, it's going to be a great experience center to experience real and virtual flowers. And it's it's going to be amazing. It's personalized. So if you enter the venue, you have a bracelet with an RFID chip.
Yeah.
You give in certain preferences, for example, your most favorite flower, where you're from, your favorite colors, etc. The style you like. And then, for example, your experience, John, would be completely different from mine based on our preferences.
Yeah.
And it really immerses people in the life of flowers and plants, starting at breeding and at the end how you might experience flowers in the most fascinating ways. So it's very high tech, but it's also high touch.
Yeah.
It's literally living products and virtual products. And all kind of different sceneries, and it's and I've only seen it from presentations and sketches, but it's already amazing. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's gonna open online next Thursday, if I'm right. Right? Online, it's going to be on next Thursday.
I think, yeah. To be honest, I don't know top of my head, but that might be. We'll look it up in the meantime.
Yeah.
But it's, yeah, of course. Also here we had the issue about the COVID restrictions.
Yeah.
So, but the organization is now completely ready to have people internally with all the social distancing protocols in place.
Yeah.
And to kick off, there will be an online opening, which I think is amazing as well. So.
It's the 21st.
Yeah, we're expecting about 300,000-400,000 people on a yearly basis, and besides the Keukenhof, which is great to watch within a limited period, you can now during the whole part of the year enjoy flowers and plants at Floral World as well. So hope to visit you all there. And actually, we as the Flower Council will move there with our office.
Okay.
We literally would like to visit you all there.
Yeah. No, that's I think it's finally. I mean, it's our number one export. If you ask people about Holland, then they will say flowers and cheese. And now finally, next to all those things in Amsterdam, we got something with flowers a whole year round. Like you said, we've got Keukenhof, of course, and we've got all the flower parades. But that's just a short period of time.
Yeah, no, correct. So I'm really enthusiastic to be part of it, and really looking forward to the opening. Yeah.
Yeah. So the 21st of May, it's online opening, and we just have to wait with COVID-19 before there's a real date for the real opening. So another campaign that's running, we need more flowers, and that's also in the 4 main countries, right?
Correct. And this is a screenshot of the commercial, and you can actually watch it online on YouTube. If you type in "We need more flowers," you can see that one. Or "Thanks plants," you can see our plant campaign. And this one worked out very well. The idea behind the campaign is to show all the different type of emotions where flowers are associated with, and it's funny because it's a bit, let's say, activistic. You say, we need more flowers. But if you think of it, flowers is the only category who can make such a statement. You can't say we need more Coca-Cola, or we need more Pepsi-Cola, or we need more cars, or we need more hamburgers. We really don't. But we do need more flowers because there's so many moments in life where flowers play an important role. And the good part is we always measure the effect of our campaigns. Because I want to stay away of the discussion if you like the campaign or if you don't like it. To be honest, I don't care, because what I really care about, if it motivates the consumer, because that means that for the whole industry, we are doing a good thing. And in general, what we have seen for this campaign is that consumers who have seen the campaign, their buying intention for flowers is about 70%. So that is quite a high number.
Yeah, let's repeat it. 17, a 7 and a 0, not a 1 and a
Thanks for
7.
that, John. So that's quite positive. And
Yeah,
we set a high benchmark, and for every new campaign, we want to come up with that in that area, because it means that
yeah,
we are setting up consumers to buy more flowers and plants for themselves, for their interior, and for someone else, because it's also, of course, as a gift. And
yeah,
people often ask me, so how much flowers did you sell? And I always say, I'm sorry, but I'm not selling flowers. I'm not setting the price,
yeah,
the quality, the opening times of the shop, etc. So buying intention for me is the key indicator where people can hold the Flower Council responsible for.
yeah,
And fortunately for the last campaigns, that worked out very well.
yeah, yeah. But I think that this is the highest number you ever reached.
We,
Is
we,
it?
didn't, we didn't always measure all our campaigns, and I'm only here for 2 years, so I don't want to judge about what we did in the past.
Yeah,
But for so far, for the last years and the last campaigns, it works out very well. So I'm quite happy with that.
yeah, yeah. Actually, I downloaded one of the videos from the campaign. It was in Amsterdam, shot in Amsterdam, where they send out the message. So at the end of the interview, I will show it to the people. And like you said, you can always go to YouTube and watch it yourself as well. There are many campaigns over there. And I think, if I'm correct, the campaign won a prize as well.
Yeah, correct. From a creative perspective, it was actually we were nominated for a couple of prizes, but this one won a prize which was awarded by other advertisers. So that was quite positive. And
Yeah,
we were in the category of fast-moving consumer goods, which is always quite a competitive section. So we won a prize there. But to be honest, for me, the biggest prize is if we can convince consumers. So in
yeah,
this case, we won both prizes. So that's a good result.
yeah. It's a bonus, but it's a really nice bonus, of course,
Yep.
to get the appreciation from everybody.
Yeah, and that's specifically for the team who worked very hard to make this happen. We have a lot of talented people here, marketing communication experts who really dive into consumer insights, and we do a lot of testing, and we have some good agencies working together with us.
Yeah,
So for the whole team, that was a big prize to be awarded to them.
yeah. And also for the people, just go to their website, animation, flyers, things like that. There's a flower of the month and a plant of the month every month, so you can just download it from the website. And it's over there, so use it. I mean, we've got so many great flowers and things, and there's so much out there already made for you. So take advantage of it. I mean, it's already there.
Yep.
So, what about the future?
I don't have the crystal ball, John.
No, nobody has. I've got a high head, but I lost my rabbit. So,
so no one knows, and of course, this is going to pass. So that's for sure. But no one knows exactly how long it will take. No one will knows how the landscape of our industry will look like in next year. For our instance, we're not clear about budgets which we might spend. But I think at the end there will always be flowers and plants, and there will always be points of sale where you can buy flowers or plants, and there will always be consumers who want to have flowers and plants. So that's for sure. So the big question mark is now, most likely there will be a recession, but how big will it be? And how much will it affect consumers to buy flowers and plants? That's the big question. In the meantime, it only means that we need to work even harder to make sure that people know the role flowers and plants can play in their life, even in situations like this, or maybe specifically in situations like this. And as you said, the beauty of flowers, the benefits of plants, not only from an interior perspective, but also from an health perspective. People reduce their stress, they're feeling more positive, more happy, they have a better concentration. If you look at all the different researches you already refer to. And of course, it all looks very nice as well. So we make sure we keep convincing consumers to keep buying these great products.
Yeah. And I think if I'm correct, let me check. The 19th of May, you will have a webinar about the trends of 2021 with Afghan Naiman, I think.
Yeah. Normally on a yearly basis, she gives a presentation, and that is this. I have to make a restriction there because this is only for
members.
Paid stakeholders, as we say.
Yeah.
So, but it might be that we can come up with a kind of a summary of spreading that information. We always team up with the press, and they communicate it as well. So there will be more news being spread there, and I would just recommend people to go to our website, subscribe to our newsletters, and then more information will be distributed in such a way.
Yeah, it's great. I said there's so much material already on your website, so I think it's something that every wholesaler, every florist should visit and get something or get as much information in. I mean, telling about a lot of promotion, but you as a florist have to promote as well. Tell the story. Story everywhere.
Yep.
We've got a product that's great for storytelling. I mean, at the moment, toilet paper is selling itself, but try to do it in a month. And what story are you going to tell about the toilet paper?
Yep.
Yeah, that's 1, 2, 3 layers. With flowers, every flower has a history. Every flower has a whole story behind it or a symbolism behind it. I mean, we need to use that more because we're going to sell more.
Yep, we need more flowers, John.
Yeah, that's for sure. I think it's great talking to you. Is there something you want to tell to the people more than I already asked?
I think we were quite able to. So thanks first of all to give the opportunity to tell a bit more about the Flower Council, our activities, etc. And I think really I would really like to ask the people to visit our website, and there are some nice videos about what we're doing. The opportunity to subscribe for more information on flowers or plants or of the Flower Council in general, because I agree there's a lot of information already available there which people might use. And no, we keep on doing our utmost, even with limited budgets for the period, but to still be relevant for our stakeholders, and which means at the end for the whole industry, and trying to keep convincing consumers to keep buying flowers and plants. That's what we're always working for.
Yeah, we need more flowers. So that's the video. I will. Thank you for joining, Dennis. Next week we got a full program as well. On Monday we will be in Australia. Adrian Parson will tell about the Mother's Day, how it was in Australia. He'll talk about the situation there at the moment, the Australian flower market. On Tuesday, we will talk with Joey Azout from Alexandra Farms, Colombia, with the beautiful garden roses and the story about the garden roses. That's a fantastic story. Wednesday, Jan de Boer about Barentse, the Mother's Day in Europe, how that went. On Thursday, we have Laura Rivell from PMA. USA. She's gonna tell about the situation in USA, how it was with the Mother Day sales. And on Friday we've got the first online Flower Circus show. So also we had to adjust, come to you. That's why we are gonna do it on a Friday online. There's gonna be some floral fireworks over there and some confetti. So I think it's going to be great. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Dennis, thank you again for joining. And let's end with the message: we need more flowers.
Thanks, John.
We need more flowers. Yes, flowers. We need more loves. We need more love. We need more flowers.
We need more flowers because we need more happiness.
We need more flowers because we need more love in the world.
Voor mij betekent bloemen superveel. Ik hou enorm van bloemen.
We need more flowers because in the world we could do with more acceptance.
Ik denk dat we meer lol nodig hebben, omdat de lach eigenlijk een hele simpele manier is om er mooier uit te zien.
Het is echt super mooi geworden, heel kleurrijk en daar wordt Amsterdam gewoon weer een stukje vrolijker van.
Ja, ik vind het een heel erg goed idee. Ik vind het ontzettend leuk en dit vraagt om een blijvende opstelling.
We need more beauty. We need more joy. That's why we need more flowers.